Good evening. My name is David West, and I'm the principal of Northside High School. I'd like to welcome you to our 2021 freshman orientation for the class of 2025. This evening, we will have an opportunity for you to ask questions, and you can utilize the chat box. We'll also have breakout rooms available at the end of the presentation for those of you joining us in person. We will also have an opportunity for you to meet with counselors and administrators in small groups at the end of the presentation. Hopefully tonight we will have an opportunity to answer some of the questions you might have about graduation requirements, extracurricular activities, and scheduling for your students, and any other questions you might have. We'll be able to answer those at the end of the session or throughout the presentation. To begin with, I'd like to cover the graduation requirements and how they have been changed and adjusted over the last few years. If you're like me, you didn't have graduation requirements as specific as the students do at this point in time in schooling. In Indiana now, starting with the class of 2023, students have to complete what's called a graduation pathway. And the graduation pathway is really 3 hurdles or 3 domains that students have to achieve while they're in high school. One of those is the diploma requirements, and we will cover those more extensively later. They also have to complete an employability skills check, which we will complete later, and they have to complete a post-secondary college or career readiness example. So moving into the domains, the first domain that students have to complete is Domain 1, the diploma requirements. And this presentation that we have is interactive, this Google document. So we have forwarded this to you. If you were to click on this little icon right here that says diplomas, it will take you to the full Indiana Core 40 requirements for a Core 40 diploma, an academic honors diploma, and a technical honors diploma. All students who want to graduate from Indiana still have to complete the Core 40, which includes English credits, math credits, science credits, social studies credits, and elective requirements, including PE, health, and then other elective requirements, open electives like foreign language. And then there are specific requirements for academic honors. As I said, this presentation is interactive, so you can click on the diplomas icon at this part, and it will take you to the full requirements, and you can view those at your leisure. The second aspect of the graduation pathways is what's called employability skills. Students have to show one of the 3 employability skills. And I'm just going to give you some examples of how those can be met at the high school level. First, many of our courses can meet what's called the project-based experience, and those courses would include things like computer science, some of our Anthus programs, some of our digital design programs, courses that really have a long-term capstone at the end of the project or end of the pathway. Those particular courses meet the requirement for a project-based. Service-based is usually what most of our students have been using since 2023 and the 2023, 2022, and 2021 class. Service-based includes participation in extracurriculars. So any athlete, any student in band, any student in music, any student in choir, if they complete that activity for one complete season, they would meet the service-based requirement. This also could be for activities like construction, or any other National Honor Society volunteer basis. It's not just doing community service, but you have to be in the planning phases of those service-based experiences. And then one that a lot of our kids use is called the work-based experience. And that means you have to hold an employable job in high school and have a work permit. So this actually has to be a job where you would have a W-2, where you would actually have work experience to show work-based experience. And the third requirement for graduates is they have to complete one of the 8 post-secondary competencies. The first is academic honors diploma. If the students complete an academic honors diploma and all the requirements that go with an academic honors diploma, they meet post-secondary readiness. So if you complete the honors diploma, you actually take care of Domain 1 and Domain 3 simply but through coursework. Students can also meet post-secondary competency by completing the ACT or SAT. And there are specific scores that must be reached in each one of those. For example, in the SAT, a student must obtain at least a 480 on the English written part of the SAT, or, and, not or, and they have to complete at least a 530 on the SAT math. So basically, they have to get a 1010, they have a 480 in English, a 530 in math, they would meet post secondary readiness. The ASVAB is the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. This is for the military and their specific scores, but students can use their score from the military test to meet post-secondary competency. They do not have to join the military if they take the test and score above the threshold mark of 31. They will meet the graduation requirement. Students can also obtain apprenticeships. That could be electrical, any kind of plumbing, any kind of career technical apprenticeship that's approved through the Department of Workforce Development can be accepted for graduation. Many of our students here at Northside and how we have based our graduation pathways and a lot of our course alignments are through the career technical concentrators. And that is students take a sequence of courses. And that might be 3 courses or 4 courses while they're in high school in a particular graduation concentrator. And that might be radio television, that could be computer science, and we'll show you those later. If they take those courses, obtain a C or above in all those courses, they show a concentration that meets the post-secondary competency. Also, if they receive a certification, and many of these are done through the Anthus Career Center, they participate in an Anthus program and receive an industrial certification, that will meet the requirements. And also, if they take advanced placement or dual credit courses while in high school and earn college credit with at least 3 different courses with a C average, the students meet competencies. And what we have done, we have linked this actively in this session. So if you simply click on the icons, they will take you to a document that explains specifically what you must do to meet one of those competencies. So in review, 3 things we have to do to graduate from high school. 1, we have to finish all of our credits, at least 40 core credits. We have to show an employability skill, be project-based, service-based, whatever it might be. And then we also have to show a post-secondary competency, which is one of the 8 listed on the screen now. Here at Northside, we have designed pathway concentrator options for students. And this is interactive, and we actually have some videos embedded in this document. So if I go to the graphic imaging pathway, I can actually look at 2 things. 1, I can look at the scheduling form that will be used when your student selects classes. You can click that. It'll show you exactly the classes that you want to take. But we also have a video, which is the instructor and students in that current program that kind of explains so you can make a choice on which concentrator you may be interested in. I'm going to highlight some things about our High Honors program. The emphasis of our High Honors program is for students that right now know that they want to go to a 4-year college like IU Bloomington or Purdue, Lafayette, whatever it might be, Notre Dame. If you choose that program, we have embedded college credits in that program from Indiana Bloomington. We also have them from other local universities like Indiana Tech, Purdue, Fort Wayne. So that program is built, and how students will use that particular pathway for graduation for Domain 3 is they will earn an academic honors diploma, which would meet the requirement, or they could use their dual credits, which there are many dual credit options in the High Honors pathway, or they'll use their SAT, ACT score to meet Domain 3 requirements. Vincennes Early College Program will do something very similar. Students will have an opportunity to use the honors program, the dual credit, or SAT, ACT. The highlight of the dual credit program through Vincennes is the students will earn a 30 credit certificate from Vincennes. Those 30 credits can be transferred anywhere in the state of Indiana. So that is a really big opportunity for students. We're a great opportunity for students that know that they want to transfer, but don't know specifically if I want to go to IU, I want to go to Purdue, I might want to go to a smaller school at IB Tech, whatever it means. Those credits will be transferable to any university. We also offer a graphic imaging program, which is graphic design. If you look at the icons and the emojis that you might have here, all of those were designed in our graphic design program by students here. We also have a computer science program, and it has specific video for that particular program, and you can click and watch that at your own leisure. Right now, our radio television program, how this program will work is students will have 2 years here at Northside and then 2 years at Anthus as a part of the radio television program. We're still working on the development of the actual concentrator here at Northside. Again, you can look at the video pathway, and so you know this production is actually being completed by our radio television students, our radio television program. Other pathway programs that we do here at Northside, we have an education careers. We really urge our students to take a look at the opportunities that afford them to be an educator, a teacher, an administrator, maybe an educator at the college level. But we think there's a growing need for teachers and growing need in this community for high quality math, science, English, foreign language teachers. We also offer 2 business program management option and an accounting option for business. Students are interested in those programs. And we have a human social services pathway for students, which really focuses on students that want to go into the human services care, go into actually social work in a way for students to access that kind of learning. So those are some of our course offerings. We wanted to take an opportunity to give you a second to maybe click back on some slides that you might have seen if you need to. We have actually in the chat box, we will post the Google Doc, and we'll also make sure that all those Google Docs have been emailed to your students' 8th grade administrators, and they can post those out for you on their LMS pages. February 25th is obviously tonight. It is our orientation night. We will be at Lakeside in Northwood on March 2nd and 4th. Students have an opportunity to conference with our Northside High School counselors. We will present them with a paper copy of scheduling sheets of their choice. It would be nice if they came in and had it narrowed down to 2 or 3 programs that they were interested in. They can take those home, review those with their parents and they will make that decision on what pathway and what course concentrators they want to focus on. And then on March 9th and the 11th, we will return to Lakeside to help students enter their requests into Power School. This is the first year that Fort Wayne Community Schools has opened a parent portal where students can go in and log in and enter their requests for their next school to attend. We have 2 students that volunteered to enter a demo for us and did a request, one Lakeside and one Northwood student. And you can click on their videos at your leisure, and it will show you how easy it is to input your requests into Power School this next school year. We're really excited about this opportunity. We think it's a great way to really even make the connection between students and parents and the high school experience even deeper. One thing that I wanted to make sure we had an opportunity to review were our extracurriculars. I know many people are interested in that. I've listed the Northside High School athletic director's number here at 467-2794 because we will begin practices. Obviously, as soon as school is over, we'll begin work for volleyball, football, cross country, golf. We also have a unified sports program. So if you're a new unified sports or interested in unified sports, we would love to have you. We also have soccer in the fall. So fall is going to be a busy time for us athletic-wise. So we want to get you not only the coaches' emails, but also their contact information. And the Google form will be updated regularly to make sure that it is prepared for you and listed on our school website. We also included some of our winter and fall sports coaches. So if you wanted to contact them with questions about maybe summer conditioning for um, winter sports or spring sports, be happy to get a hold of you in that regard. We also listed many of our clubs. We listed a number of clubs, including marching band, jazz band, theater, show choir. You can see all those on the page here available to you. Please contact them if you're interested in any of our programs here at Northside. One thing I do want to cover is I have embedded a link, and so you simply click here and you can request the high school credit for middle school coursework. There are classes that are taught at the middle school level that you must request to have high school credit. And I've listed those down at the bottom of the page here. Those obviously include French and foreign language and Spanish, intro to business. But this form must be completed if you want to transfer your Algebra 1 credit to high school as high school credit. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the math transition. Students that are currently in algebra in middle school and they are showing really strong scores and such will be selecting Algebra 2 as their freshman course. But the Algebra 1 course that you did in middle school does not meet the requirement for the 6 credits you must have in math for the Core 40. So if you look at that, it won't count for that. So students that come in and take Algebra 2 will complete Algebra 2, Geometry, Pre-Calculus, Calculus, or Quantitative Reasoning to meet their 6 credit requirements. So we will work closely with you to assign what mathematics program is best fit for you. We will look at your data, we'll look at your NWA scores, we'll look at your grades, we'll look at your previous ISTEP, make a determination. Is Algebra 2 the best fit for you, or is a continuation of Algebra 1 the best option for your student? One thing that I always want to make sure that we're doing is working with our local PTSA to really push the involvement of our parents in our high school. I know many times parents, as students become high schoolers, the idea of still being that helicopter parent is, kind of falls away. So we encourage you to really stay on top of your freshmen, really, really engage with us, really have an interest in their schooling continued. We want you to be a part of it. We want you to help us hold them accountable. We want you to hold us accountable. So we obviously continue to really push the PTSA and your involvement in the high school experience. I can't advocate enough for you to begin to follow us. I have listed our Twitter accounts, our Instagram, our YouTube pages. Most of them are NSHS legends, but we would love for you to join us and follow us on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. We update often. Our YouTube page has many videos, has every video we publish in our radio television program, our athletic events, those things up on our website. We'll be doing the Jazz Festival this weekend. We'll be broadcast live and streamed through our radio television program. So really make sure that you engage and follow us on our social media pages. I'd like to take a minute and thank you. I'd like to also thank the members of the Northside staff who assisted in the publication of this program. Thank you, and have a great evening.